Okay, so you're done with the installation of Linux Mint Mate, and this is the window here. What you get, little window, 800 by 600, and I'm gonna go through some simple initial settings. The following tutorials will explain in much more detail how to set up the system, but an initial setting is necessary so that you can work conveniently. Now I run uh, Mint Mate in VMware Player in a virtual partition, which I find extremely convenient because I can run it side by side with my host system, which happens to be Windows 7. Now it left us. But you can install it in double boot or as a main system on a computer. And the steps I'm going to explain here are exactly the same. Okay, dealing with this first little window that comes up, it gives you some documentation and support links here, which you may not want all the time, every time you boot the system. So you uncheck this little box here, start the dialog at startup, and close that, and then you have it. Okay, now we have this small screen here, and the first thing we want to do is make a bigger screen. We go into the menu, which is a start menu here. This is a start menu, and in this little screen, of course, it's very big. And go to the control center, and the control center, and that's even smaller. So let's make that a little bigger. That is actually the same as in Ubuntu. And we go to monitors, and see here's 800 by 600, and we look at a more convenient size, which we can change all the time if we want. And let's see, what do we take here? Let's take this one, 360. Okay, and you have to apply. You have to apply, and then it asks you, do you want to keep this configuration here or restore the previous? Well, we're going to keep it for the time being. It's not the final one, but it's something we can work with. Okay, and whilst we are here in the control center, let's look at appearance. And in appearance, you have a couple of options how to set the appearance of the screen. This one is chosen right now, which is the Mint X, and then you can choose the Mint Z, and you can customize that. But we don't want to go into too much detail. I sometimes use a high contrast one, which isn't here, and I'll show you later how to actually install more of these themes, which is very easy. We won't do that now. Okay, what else can we do? Let me just acquaint you quickly with the start menu. Oh, there was maybe one thing we should have done whilst we were in the control center in appearance. We should have set a different background because that bland mint background is really no good. Maybe this one here, which is a beach scene. These backgrounds here are predefined and are provided. You have a little selection here. And when you once you have your own files in here and your own pictures and you set your own backgrounds, they will be included in this. Every time you set a new background, you'll find it in here. Let's use this one. That's just as good. Okay, now we have a nice beach scene, hopefully. Yes. So, to view months and calendar. Okay, we don't want to view months and calendar right now. Okay, just to explain the basics here. Here we have a taskbar. It's pretty flimsy. We'll have a tutorial on how to beef that up and how to pretty that up. And here we have the menu. And the menu has 5 sections actually. It has places like computer, home folder, which is also up here, the home folder. And computers also up here. and network desktop trash. Okay. Then some major system function like the software manager, the package manager, etc. And then if you want to check out, for example, it has quit, and here you have suspend, restart, cancel, and shut down, which we don't want to do now. And then we have on this side here, we have the favorites. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one here. We have the applications, um, which goes into preferences, administration, system tools, etc. And when you hover over those, it always shows you all the programs that are available under this heading. For example, if you go to Internet, you'll find Firefox here. If you go to accessories, you find a calculator and image writer, Pluma, which is a nice one. We'll discuss a little later, etc., etc. So we can find all these applications under these headings here. And if you don't know where they are hidden and only know the name, you go to all, and that lists them all. That lists all applications that are pre-installed. And in another tutorial, I'll show you how to install additional applications. Here we go to favorites. That is something you can do, and I don't really know how these got in here because this is a brand new installation. But if you want something in favorites, for example, let's go into accessories, and you want to calculate in favorites, just right click on it, and you say show in my favorites. Now this one is already apparently shown because there's a check mark. Let's pick one that isn't shown yet. Character map, is that shown? No, that's not shown. Show in my favorites. So when you go to favorites, it ought to show character map somewhere. Yeah, down here. And that, by the way, has 2 rows. You can make it 1 row, and also that I'm going to show you at another time. So these are your favorites, and usually you put those in here, the ones in here that you use very often. And the ones you use really very often, you put into the taskbar, and that I'm going to show you also. Okay, so for the time being, as I said, I'm running this in virtual VMware Player, and look at the last tutorial that shows you how to install it in VMware Player and how to run it in VMware Player, how to get the VMware tools, etc., etc. So that ought to be easy. So at least now we got a nice, reasonable size screen, and we have some basic knowledge of our menu. Here on the right side is the notification area where you have the usual stuff, some information, 95% recommended updates available. So there's a lot of updates. You may want to do that early in the game, and so that you have all the updates. Let me just click on it so you see what we're talking about. You have to give your password. You have to give your password very often, and so they're downloading the package information, and it's going to take a while. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to cancel that because it takes quite a while to do these 95 updates. Then you have your speaker, which you can set your sound preferences. Again, we're going to talk about that later. Here's your internet, and then here you can set your calendar, and and you can also actually put the weather forecast of all the temperature here of your location. So this is the basic setup, and as I said here, this is I would keep this one always up here, because you have to go quite often to your home folder, and the home folder has a desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, some templates and videos. So that needs to be accessed quite often. So it's very handy to have it here. Then you don't have to go to the start menu all the time. Okay, so much for an initial view of and setup of the Mint Mate. And the next tutorials are going to show you how to refine that and how to do that, set this up. And the one good thing with Linux is you have a lot of options. So you can really make it a very nice system, which you'll see when we're done with it. Okay, and oh, by the way, here's a search field. It works very well. For example, you put Firefox in, Firefox, and Firefox shows up. So that search field works extremely well. In some other distros, it doesn't work that well, but in Mint Mate, it works very well. I also run Zorin, which is another nice distro, a lot simpler than Mint Mate, but there the search bar does not work. Okay, we'll shut this down, and we'll just end it here. So see, it shuts down very fast, including the VMware player. And we'll just end this presentation here.